Hello everyone, this is Bobbin Threadbare, and welcome back to Prey. And welcome back to the long loading screens. Probably should have cut this one down a bit further. I've been leaving parts of them in so that you can read the text that shows up during loading screens. Anyway, we are back in the crew quarters in order to find something that I skipped past on my way out. Which is specifically one of the treasure maps, whose hint I can find on this map. Assuming I can find the map itself. I don't think that's the one. Ah, here it is. The map for Stabfellow. That is the second floor of the crew quarters. If I can just bring this up. Yeah, specifically, that is the room with the recycler in it. The little eyeball indicator should to look in the corner here. So once I do, for long enough to acknowledge the fact that I am looking at this letter, then my objective will update. And there it is. I need to find one map, I need to investigate two others, along with a third map once I find it.
Gravity detected.
But until then...
Morgan, I've been wondering if it might be bothering you that you planned your own death. It's a lot to swallow. My advice would be, try not to think about the end. Focus on what's in front of you. One step at a time. I'm here, if you need help.
Are you really? You seem very specifically unhelpful at times. Anyway, so this video is mostly going to be wrapping up stuff, running around getting some crap that I've built up on older maps, rather than hunting through new ones or continuing the plot. Anyway, this is the satellite that January told me I could connect to in order to create a signal. Oh, there it is. That's what I added.
Nice work. This should get the attention of that Typhon nightmare that's hunting you. I'm sending you two activation signals. The first will direct the Typhon away from you. The second will bring it down on you. Use your transcribe messaging system to fire them off.
Yeah, and unfortunately it gives me the new transcribe thing for both of them. And it will continue to be that way until I use both of them at least once each. Fortunately, neither of them work out here. The nightmare does not spawn outside. Oh, that's another thing I need to show you. What happens when I collide into something fast enough to break my suit while outside? That was not fast enough. Let me try that again. Anyway, while I'm doing that, I figure I might as well acknowledge that, oh, come on. Acknowledge what happened in the last video at the end of it. Because it seemed to provide fairly serious proof that what we are experiencing right now is not actually Morgan's...
Suit integrity damaged.
Morgan's original memories. And there it is. We are running out of oxygen because the suit is damaged. And we can... we've got about 12 minutes of oxygen, and that will go down faster if the suit is more damaged. But until then, we can head to one of these refill stations up here. No, I was testing to see if the oxygen was propelling me in any direction. Whereas the shotgun definitely does. But yes, based on the evidence we've seen thus far, it seems apparent that we are not Morgan Yu. We are someone else, and considering the context, probably a phantom, because we saw that Morgan was working on trying to inject human memories and neural pathways into Typhon. So if anyone would have been able to do so, it would be Morgan herself. So it makes sense that the test would be based on her memories. Oh, hello there. Come on. There we go. Anyway, we're back here because now we can get into the actual black box chamber. Lab chamber. And there's a Weaver in here. Let's deal with that quick. Summon some cystoids. Wasn't quite as effective as I was hoping. Anyway, Lane Carpenter is still in there. So we should take care of that too. Yes, when you consider the idea that we are not Morgan Yu, but we are a Typhon playing this game simulation of Morgan's thoughts, a lot of things start to fall into place. Like the fact that as an FPS experience, we are not speaking to anyone. We have no capacity for speech as a Typhon. Incidentally, the black boxes appear to be military, what do you call them? What have we got? Operator, yep. Black box military operator. It's actually kind of interesting because unlike the other operators, this doesn't have any sort of mythological connotations. It's just the black box. Looks like they developed them here because they were also developing the Q-beam here. And the black boxes use Q-beams to attack. Anyway, it looks like it's still in fairly early prototyping. Although they've gotten to the point where they're able to construct a sizable number of models.
Hello, nice to see you.
Oh, hello there. Good night. But something else that this explains... Oh yeah, some other stuff I missed the last time. Something else this explains is why none of the mirrors work. Because phantoms can't see themselves in mirrors.
Hello, are you here for an appointment?
Who is that figure in the glass? They're always wondering that. Because they can't see themselves. Because they have no mirror neurons. They are not able to recognize themselves. And all of the mirrors being blank is essentially an expression of that inability. Ah, crap, who's here now? It's gotta be a nightmare. They're the ones who start aware of you no matter where you are on the map. Oh, there they are. I was wondering why I was getting a little radiation. That's why. Oh, there's even more over there. Yeah, something else this explains is why when we enter the coral, sometimes we get a voice in our head saying that all of this is a lie and we should destroy everyone, speaking in our own voice, because that is the central programming. Oh. Huh, it worked. Nightmare is gone. Now I don't have to deal with that crap anymore. But yeah, the voice in your head telling you to kill everyone and not trust what you see, that is the voice of the larger collective of phantoms or whatever is behind all of this. I had heard that zapping consoles with the stun gun could turn them back on, and I'm testing that here. But it does not seem to be working. Maybe it only works on some of these. But it is definitely not working here now. I never unlocked that door. Oh well. Oh yeah, that's another thing. The general access key that I got opens that door too. You can see it's labeled as such just down there. Turrets are broken, but that's nothing new. So, gotta be careful when descending here. Oh, that's right, I spacewalked here, so the elevator isn't down here. So let's see, what else have I not seen yet? Well, I mean, I suppose there's the Shuttle Bay. I mean, this door... Right. This door also unlocks when you have general access. So I really could have gone here straight away after visiting my office. Well, Morgan's office. Because that's the thing, like, once you think about it, the game is your experience.
Hazardous atmosphere conditions.
Please keep the breathing apparatus immediately.
This game is all about your experience, you the player, not Morgan you, but you. Right, I apparently need to deal with this technopath right now. Let's see if I can do something about his turrets there. Apparently I can. I can override his control over his little flying turrets. And then just make a complete mess of everything for them. Let's see, what else should I do? Well, there's always good old-fashioned Psycho Shock. Now that the Technopath is alone, it is significantly less dangerous. And that's that mimic from earlier. Really knocked all those turrets around, though, didn't it? Right, anyway, I should probably hack these guys before they cause me any trouble. But yeah, once you realize that this game is essentially intended as a tailor-made experience to convince a phantom to understand humanity.
Structural upgrades detected. Thank you.
Then a few things start to make sense. Like, not just the little discrepancies, like mirrors not working even though the game starts with you looking in a mirror.
Warning, oxygen levels critical. Please seek a breathing apparatus immediately.
Like, it might also explain, say, the reason why Morgan Yu could be male or female, because it is giving the fandom the chance to identify as either male or female, even though the real Morgan Yu was either one or the other. Not necessarily in the same universe or whatever. Or maybe they just realized that that's, oh, it's already been useful.
Scanning target error. Insufficient Typhon material found. Standing down.
Like, maybe at some point the people putting this together sounded like Alex, but Morgan could also be involved, the real Morgan. Maybe they discovered that phantoms have a concept of gender, or at least they do once they are infected, if you will, with human neurons. It's an interesting thought.
Warning, air supply system malfunction. Please evacuate until repairs can be made by an engineer or an operator.
Yes, and I don't know if you've noticed this yet, but we do have gravity in here, but we do not have oxygen. And so it is possible to run out of oxygen, as usual, if your suit takes too much damage. But we do not have to worry about ramming into something accidentally. Ooh, that seems useful. Wait a second. Well, crap. That isn't the transcribed audio log I was hoping to get. So what was on the thing I just picked up? Oh.
I don't know why I can't reach anyone, but I am dead in the water. Repeat, I have 0 engines. I'm drifting. God damn it, Steve, answer your transcribe. Alright. Shit. Investigating cabin. I have a sidearm. If all clear, I will attempt to EVA to an airlock.
So, this is the person that Hunter Hale was trying to contact. Fortunately, it looks like she was already dead. Let's see. Read your emails.
Warning, air supply system malfunction. Please evacuate.
Shuttle advent
until repairs can be
information.
made by an engineer or an operator.
So there are some other points which appear because this is a tailored experience. Like questions about how in question was Morgan's identity when she woke up from the immersive simulation. How much personality drift did she go through in reality? Because it could very well have been nothing. Or at least much smaller than the way it is in the simulation. Because the simulation is accounting for the fact that, well, the Phantom's personality may be significantly different from Morgan's. Because it brings its own independent...
Hello? Is someone... I'm in the escape pod with Emanuela de Silva. We're stuck in the launch tube. The hatch on the outside is supposed to blow when the pod launch initiates, but I guess the bolt's misfired. Could you help us out? You'd have to EVA to get the hatch off from the outside. I know it's a lot to ask. I don't know what else to do. Sit here and starve, I guess. There's an override switch behind the panel to force a pod launch. But don't hit that until the outside hatch is off. We'd be blown to bits.
Damn it. I need to throw this a little bit harder. There it goes. So, who else made it to the escape pods?
Mayor, did you hear that?
Yeah, I heard it.
Send an operator.
That's what I'm doing, Niels. It's not responding. None of them are. Shit.
Was it those things? Did they shut the air off?
I don't know.
It doesn't matter though, right? I mean, it should be hours before we run out.
No, Niels. The system is working in reverse. It's pulling oxygen out of the air. We've got 10 minutes. Tops.
What? But...
Damn. One of the technopaths must have gotten into the system. A particularly malicious one by the sound of it. Okay, there's a mimic somewhere around here. And that appears to be stuck. Luckily that doesn't have to stop us. Oh, I bet it's in the escape pod. Incidentally, this particular escape pod is why none of the escape pods are working. It is to prevent any mimics or other aliens... Oh, that's interesting.
Frank, you in there, man? What's wrong with these pods?
I don't know.
What do you mean you don't know? It's your job to know, damn it. You inspected them, right?
Yes.
Then why the hell is the launch sequence doing jack shit?
I don't know, Drew. I'm sorry.
What about your pod? Open up.
I can't do that.
What are you talking about?
Bolts in the outside hatch misfired. We're stuck in the launch tube.
Ugh, you didn't wait for anyone else, you son of a bitch! I hope you starve to death in there!
That is kind of cowardly, yeah. These things can hold like a good 8 people. I just want to show you here. Aside from Alex's personal escape pod...
This escape pod is currently experiencing a malfunction. Engineering has been notified. Please use another.
None of the escape pods are working. Except for the one that What's-His-Face somehow managed to get halfway out the tube. But only halfway. Incidentally, I think you can use these oxygen tanks to refuel your oxygen if you're running low. It's not going to come up, but it's available. So, let's get into this broken one here. Come on. I've got to be able to... Ah, damn it. I'm trying to target it in midair here. Oh. Whoops. Looks like I targeted the computer screen behind it. Yes, I'm using remote manipulation in order to grab the thing.
Warning. Oxygen levels.
And pull it out to me. Unfortunately, it's another vamp.
Critical. Please seek a breathing apparatus immediately.
Huh. Well, good enough. So yeah, that one guy is kind of scummy, but at the same time, he's... you know... still alive, and that's more than we can say for a lot of people around here. And at this point, it's literally impossible to bring him back in and allow other people to escape using the same escape pod. It's just not available for that anymore. It's halfway through a one-way process. The only thing we can do for him is blow the hatch on the outside so he can actually escape. The alternative being to continue the escape pod ejection with the hatch closed, thereby killing him. And the woman in there with him. And there's the nightmare. You know what? Let's test out the Q-beam here.
Warning. Air supply system malfunction. Please evacuate.
It's firing some powerful energy blasts at me, but it can't actually hit the railing here is absorbing Well, not all of them, but most of the blast. Got him. And now I don't have to worry about accidentally activating the code anymore, because I've done so at least once. Anyway, we've got a big sort of floor area for the Shuttle Bay. Basically a place where people can work on the shuttles that come and go, and fix, get stuff prepared for when one comes by, that sort of thing. Yeah, range and accuracy are very important for the pistol. It's kind of short on both of them. Alright, back to the main area where the guests are allowed to arrive. Oh yeah, I missed those guys. And I missed you. Not that there was anything to grab. Fancy
Warning,
Sky
air
Lounge.
supply system malfunction. Please evacuate until repairs can be made by an engineer or an operator.
Eddie Voss. What's your deal?
Mr. Yu, this is Eddie Voss. I work down in cargo. The fact is, we've been stealing from you, sir. It started small, just, moving harmless contraband on and off the station. Pharmas, food not on the safe list. I don't know, maybe you don't pay your tax and hardware enough, but, Lily got ambitious after a while. Started stealing neuromods, fabrication plans, selling them to TranStar rivals. Yeah, sit on that for a sec, Mr. Yu. Kazma's got our IP now. Lily made me modify some of the old alarm panels around Talos so, we could use them as dead drops. I'm certain a few of them still have company property. 3 taps of the wrench will pop it open. Anyway, I just wanted to say, I never meant for things to get out of hand. It just, took on a life of its own. But I'd like to make it right.
Warning,
any way I can.
Oxygen levels critical.
That's all.
Seek a breathing apparatus immediately.
Well, this looks like an alternate way into the pilot lounge area. Looks like you can get to it by going through the Sky Lounge for guests. Interesting how the arch of that is also false. Anyway, there are alternate ways through all kinds of parts of this map. This waiting area here. Looks like he got his helmet on in time. Maybe he just ran out of oxygen or got taken out by one of the phantoms. Oh, looks like I've got the code for the back area here. And the information booth. Which is good, because this is the security station, too. Huh. What can I do to make some space here?
Warning, oxygen levels critical. Please seek a breathing apparatus immediately.
Well, maybe it can wait for now. Should definitely get this security station working. Come on, get around there. Ah, crap, running out of time. 0.2 seconds left, jeez. Alright, what else do we have? I guess I gotta load up myself. Right, we've got a bit of the lobby area left to search. Then there's the whole bottom area, and this little sort of overlook area on top, too. Yep, and Kierkegaard sent an emergency email to the security station, but didn't work out. So let's see. Looks like I can't just use that from the inventory overflow section. I'm just setting the 2 shotgun shells there so I can quickly upgrade something here. Get some more accuracy on the golden gun, and well, I guess we're gonna still hope there's a recycler around here somewhere. Oh, what's this? Ah. If I want the lifts to be activated, I need to go downstairs. Now, that's not the only way up. But if we want to see the other ways, we're gonna have to wait until next time.